So in this video, we'll be taking a look at elision. So we'll be looking at how sounds are lost. For example, when we say stock market, we don't say the CK together, right? So we end up saying stock market, studying about the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. So also elision happens here when we say Vanguard. We don't say the D. Unless you want to emphasize a Japanese accent, you would say Vanguard, Vanguardo. But we drop the D, elision happens here too. So we say Vanguard. And we will take a look at syllables. So where should the main syllable be? Where should the main syllable happen, occur on a syllable? In this way, you'll sound much more native. You will sound much more confident when you speak English. For example, you should say stock, stocks, not stocks. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at how we can kill two financial birds with one stone. In other words, we'll be taking a look at some ways in which you can improve your accent and also a little bit of knowledge of ETFs and the stock market in general. If you're looking for a safe way to bet on continued stock market gains while still limiting downside risk, then you might want to take a look at the Vanguard S&P 500 Exchange Traded Fund, ETF, VU Index Fund. VU is a popular and reputable fund based on a major market index. So let's take a look. When we say stock market, we don't want to say stock market because the C, K, and the M together, that's really difficult to pronounce. So what we do is we use elision. Check out my video on elision if you don't know what that is. But basically, it entails sound getting lost. So when we say stock market, the sound gets lost in the C and the K. So we end up saying stock market. So you can get away with saying stock market. Then you might want to take a look. At the Vanguard S&P 500 Index Exchange Traded Fund. So here we have some connected speech. So we don't really say you might want to.
Yay!
We end up saying you might wanna take a look at. You might want to take a look at. Okay, so we want to be lazy and we want to almost finish these words with vowel sounds instead of consonant sounds so we can maintain the flow of the English language. And then we have the Vanguard S&P 500 Exchange Traded Fund. So this is an ETF. This is an example of an index fund which replicates a basket of stocks. So when we say Vanguard, we drop the D off. So here elision also happens. So we end up saying Vanguard S&P 500 because nobody cares that you don't pronounce the D. Vanguard S&P 500 Exchange Traded Fund. And you can also do the same with the D on traded. Exchange Traded Fund. Exchange Traded Fund, not Exchange Traded Fund. VU invests in stocks in the S&P 500 index. So VU invests in stocks. So remember, if you want to show that you have fluent English level, then you need to focus on your syllables. So when you say stocks, which sound is the loudest? It's the vowel sound, it's the ah, okay? A mistake would be to say stocks. Long vowel sound, so we say stocks. VU invests in stocks, not VU invests in stocks. So you can really emphasize, or you can demonstrate a high standard of English, of a good accent, if you know where to put the stress on the stressed syllables. So we say stocks. So the S&P 500 index, it manifests or it contains 500 of the largest U.S. companies. In other words, it invests in companies, American companies with the largest market capitalization. So remember, we can also put the stress on companies. We don't say companies. If he said come pennies, then the stress is on the pennies. But we say come, 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 big syllable. Pennies, not stressed syllable. The goal of the ETF is to track the returns of the S&P 500 index. So in other words, the objective of this exchange-traded fund is to track or to mimic or replicate the yield of the S&P 500 index, of this standardized way which tracks the 500 US companies with the largest market cap. The S&P 500 index's return is considered a gauge of overall US stock returns. So whatever return or yield that the S&P 500 index produces or generates, this reflects what the US stock market and the companies generate. So this index, the S&P 500, is a gauge, or it is a benchmark of general or overall US stock returns. Thank you for watching until the end, and if you have any questions or feedback, then please let me know in the comments section. I also have a one-on-one accent critique consultation service, so if you're interested in this, please let me know down in the comments.